Welcome to another edition of the REPMO Football Show presented by Beauty and Wellness Co. David Brazil with Coach Ryan Cornelsen for another conversation about Tiger football. Tigers coming off a big win over Kickapoo 54-7, and they are at home for homecoming against Joplin on Friday night. And Coach, good win, good all-around effort. Had a shutout on defense, although you gave up the kickoff return, and 54 points. Can't complain much about that, although things weren't perfect. But talk to me about what went right, what went wrong.
Yeah, I felt like the kids, they played hard like they always do. I felt like we executed at a fairly high level. We got stalled out there at the end of our first drive and had to go to some of our past stuff, which, we're capable of doing. It's just you like to do it when you want to and not because you have to. And so, but beyond that first drive, I felt like everything was clicking pretty well offensively. We had most of our playbook in and could run. Those plays that we felt like we wanted to come into the game and run. Defense did a good job of understanding the scheme and the plan and taking away what we thought they would try to do. Again, they had a new quarterback in, so we weren't sure, but we kind of had a guess to what they would do, and it was close enough that our defense felt comfortable with what formations they were showing us, what group or personnel packages they had, and so they did a good job of keeping them off the board and allowing us to win big.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the highlights, and we'll start with that first defensive possession. Kickapoo got the ball first, and they went to the air right away. I thought good coverage on that one.
Yeah, and a lot of people try that on us. Just our DBs know it's coming a lot, and Gavin did a nice job there of knocking it down. And again, that's a win for our defense because now we got a lot of guys in the box, and they went to the one-on-one matchup and couldn't get it done. Again, right there, defensive line soaking up blocks, linebackers coming downhill, making the tackle for no gain. Offensively, I thought Owen had a big night. Obviously, he rushed for a lot of yards. His stuff was really good. You can see there that this is the first drive that we weren't getting the yards we probably need to. We had a penalty there that backed us up as well, and now we're behind the chains. And so we came out and did some of the passes that we worked. We always work those all week and all summer. And right there was a little crossing pattern. KG came open on the back side of it. And Preston, did a nice job of putting it on him, and offensive line did a good job protecting. Yeah. So that was nice that worked out that way.
He really had to put that on the money to fit it in there.
He did, and they had 4 deep. They were playing to take away the first down, so we really had to put the ball right there where he could get the touchdown. He did. So
up front, we've talked all year about controlling that line of scrimmage. They had this pass that picked up some yards, but that might have been their biggest play of the night.
And that play there, if you watch Nolan, man, what great hustle. Like that, those are things that jump out to me on film is when guys are doing, hustling like that, flying around. We knew they'd try to go to their tight end some. That's really the only time they did, and KG was all over it. They ran their screens that have been working for them, and our defense just did a nice job of getting. We got to the quarterback. We had 2 guys on the back. Mm-hmm. That's when you can tell the kids are paying attention to the plan. We recognize the formation, we recognize the play, did a good job of stopping it. Here's just our ISO play. This is, for us, it's a move the chain type play. Like we're not trying to go big, but later on in the game, Owen was able to break a few on it, and so that was nice. A little different formation there. We hadn't shown the 2 receivers much, and so we felt like it opened up some run game off tackle. And there's Owen with the ISO play. And the line of scrimmage, as you can see, as the game moves on, it just starts moving more and more and more. And that's when it's working the way it's supposed to. Everybody's fresh early in the game, but if you just keep going, keep pounding on them, you feel like that line of scrimmage is going to start moving, and it did.
And then this drive, you had a long way to go, and it looked for a brief moment like they might stop you and make you punt. They had 3rd down, but then broke it open there on the run by Owen.
Right, and again, those are just our base offense, and so we're getting better. We're getting better at executing the base plays. Now, we'll have to do it against better competition.
Yeah.
But it's quite a bit better than what it was starting off the year.
Gonna have Braxton Lundberg in later, but he had that catch there.
Yeah, it was a big catch. He's the backside drag, and he was the guy. The linebacker jumped the fullback, and our quarterback made a nice decision and read it and went to the guy behind him at the tight end. It was a nice play.
And then that pass, he was kind of on his front foot, and he really fired it in there to Owen.
He did. He had to scramble a little bit out of there. We missed an edge, and really it wasn't so much a missed assignment. It was a bad design, and the fact that we were short a guy on that side when they jumped into that defense, and Preston did a good job of finding some room, some space, some time, and then finding Owen in the end zone.
And best part of that run was Owen carrying the guy the last 5-7 yards.
Yeah, and that's again all these plays you're showing is what we call our base. You didn't see anything that was just really a new scheme or anything like that, and that's what's nice when you start just running your base offense and feel like it's starting to work. Gray there made a nice play coming around. He's fast. He got to the outside and made two guys miss and got in the end zone.
Izaiah ended up getting the end zone because
okay.
Gray was just short on that one.
You.
And then there's the interception by Caden Pacheco.
Yeah, that was great for him to get in there. He comes in on our dime package, or we bring in 2 extra DBs, and he's the one that's over the top, and so great for a sophomore to get in there and get a pick and get some confidence at the varsity level. Pelfrey's done a nice job. He's got a couple counter plays to him, a couple fullback plays to him, and he's been able to find ways to create big plays and touchdowns, and that's always good. Again, back-to-back weeks we lost. We had a kickoff return on us. Now this wasn't our first group of kickoff, but we expect, doesn't matter if it's first or second group, we got to get guys down, and so we got to do a better job with that and make sure we make those plays.
And here's Gray's touchdown.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, just showing his foot speed there. He's a kid that does everything right. He's always on time. He's very accountable. So it's nice when his play, he doesn't have a lot of runs to him, but he's got a few, and when it breaks, it's always exciting.
So that's a look at last week. Big win, 54-7 was the final. We're going to take a break and be back with more after this on the REPMO Football Show.
This is Vanessa at Beauty and Wellness Co. At Beauty and Wellness, we are all about REPMO spirit, and we're also about helping you optimize your internal wellness and enhance your external beauty. Whether you're looking to age gracefully or just looking for a boost of energy to help you refuel and recover, we are the place to go. Visit our spot at Highway 174 and Main Street. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Beauty Plus Wellness CO, or call us at 417-590-8200.
Go Tigers!
Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show, presented by Beauty and Wellness Co. And before we go on, we're going to take a look at the stats, but want to thank Mark at Whataburger for providing drinks throughout the season on the show and for being a supporter of Republic Tiger Sports. Let's take a look at the win by the numbers, presented by Elliott Robinson and Company. And first thing that jumps out at me before you even get into the yardage is the number of plays you ran. 63 plays that you ran, and Kickapoo ran 27, and I know that's what you like to see.
There's no doubt. That's time of possession, number of plays, whatever you want to call it, is always big for our offense, and so that's what you're hoping for each and every week is to win in those categories, and we obviously did there. Looking at the some of these stats, obviously their passing stats jump out to you of minus, and only 55 total yards. That says your defense played well, and looking at the total yards offense, your offense played well. So it was a good win for us, a good overall win. Both sides of the ball played well, and now it's time to we'll get to the our competition level jumps drastically, and to try to create those same goals and time of possession and all that when when it is going against a tougher team will be the key.
You look over at the individual column, and 5 different guys rushed for 50 or more yards, and again, another thing that you talk about spreading it around, but there's the proof that you were able to do it.
Yeah, when the offense is working, that's the way it should look like. You should see pretty equal yards amongst everybody, and then usually one person jumps out at you. And this week it was Owen. But you never know who that guy's going to be. Yeah. That his number is going to be the one that the number we go to a lot because his stuff's working. But you need all four backs to be able to execute that. You need all four backs blocking. You need offensive line getting a push. But that's when it's at its best, is when you see it balanced. And this week it was.
Nolan Lashley had 6 tackles, had 2 tackles for loss. So good night for him. You mentioned him earlier during the highlights.
Yeah, he's had a great start to his season as a sophomore. His motor runs extremely high. We're excited what he does for us defensively, and just gives us a presence of a guy with speed that plays really fast, and so Nolan's done a great job.
That's a look back at the stats from last Friday. We're going to talk to a couple of players coming up after this on the REPMO Football Show. Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show. David Brazil joined by Braxton Lundberg, coming off a big win at Kickapoo, and you had a little personal moment of you had a reception on a pretty long pass. Before we talk about the reception, I just want to talk about your role on the offense. Tight ends do a lot of blocking, and you don't get the ball very often. You made it count on Friday, but talk to me about your role on the offense.
Yeah, as tight end, it's kind of like another tackle. It's not like what most other teams do. We block a lot. We're just like Landon, blocking, and on the occasion I'll go on a route. And like Kickapoo, I got my chance to catch the ball.
So the blocking, do you consider yourself a part of the line more than one of the receivers?
Oh, for sure, sure.
Tell me about the communication between you and those interior linemen.
I mean, we always got to communicate between like reads and who to block and what not to block, and it just feels like I'm a part of them, and nothing's like different between Landon and Chance and me and Landon.
So when you do go out on a route like you did last week, when you hear that call come in, what goes through your head, and walk me through the play where you had the reception?
I mean, whenever I heard it, we've ran this play a couple of times before, so I thought it was going to be nothing different. And to my surprise, it actually came to me, and I practiced for it, and I caught it. I was a little nervous at first, I will admit, but I mean, I practiced it enough. I was confident.
That was my next question, is if you've got the possibility of getting a pass, since it happens relatively seldom, does that make you a little more nervous, thinking, all right, this is an opportunity?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it definitely was a big opportunity, and I used to be a lineman my whole life, so it's kind of something I used to like dream of, was just catching one ball, and it did happen.
So, as a cohesive unit, the line has gotten better every week, which is sort of a trademark of this program over the last few years. What do you feel like you're doing better as a unit now than you were, say, in week 1?
Missed assignments. Week 1, we had lots of missed assignments, and it kind of felt like we just shot ourselves on our own foot. And we just worked on it over and over again and kept getting our reps in. And then we're fixing that, and then we just started getting rolling and getting hot.
Are you reacting to everything? Is it a faster pace that you're able to play at as you get more familiar with things?
For sure, yeah. I would say as we've been going on this season, things have been going a lot faster. Yeah.
Aside, so I asked, I can't remember who I asked in the last couple of weeks, backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks might have highlights that stand out to everybody. And on the line, we'll leave aside your catch. On the line, do you have highlights? Do you have a play that you can think of from this season where you're like, yeah, I blocked that well, I sprung somebody?
I mean, not one specific play, but for sure just going out and blocking and doing my job. I felt like I've done a pretty good job at it, and creating like gaps and holes, and
Where do you think the offense has most room for improvement over the next few weeks?
I would say, at least for O-line wise, just pad level and making sure we don't miss our assignments more, because we still have, and there's still more to work on for that at least.
All right. Well, it's been fun the last few weeks, and I'm sure it'll get better.
Yes, sir.
Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Looking for your next ride? Come see us at Pinnaker Chevrolet in Republic. Not only do we have a great selection of new Chevrolets on the lot, we've got a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, all makes, all models, ready to drive home today. Need to sell or trade? We're buying cars, trucks, and SUVs, and we'll give you top dollar, no strings attached. Fair deals with local people you can trust. Let our family take care of yours at Pinnaker Chevrolet in Republic or online at pinnakerchevrolet.com.
Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show. David Brazil with Cooper White from the defensive side of the ball. And Cooper, you've gone through a lot of adversity in your career. You're back. You've been healthy this season. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about just that process and the progress that you've made over the course of your career, having to fight back from injury.
Right. So, in my sophomore year, I suffered a knee injury in the last game of the regular season, trying to play alongside my brother, and that was devastating. It's one of the hardest injuries to come back from, in ACL. So it was a long, drawn-out process. It's something that you don't want to rush, because if you do rush it, there's a high chance of re-injury. So I made sure to take my time with it, and I didn't want to rush it. I sat out last year, missed the whole junior season, just so that way I could play this season and be a part of the team. But yeah, it's a hard process, mentally and physically, but eventually came back stronger than before, I think. Has
it made you better as a player to have gone through that rehabilitation process? Do you think it's changed you?
Yeah, the mental side of it teaches you to persevere, and that nothing is too big. You can overcome any challenge. If you just work hard and grind every day.
So started the season with a tough opponent against Nixa, and defense, like the offense, has gotten better as the season has gone on. Mm-hmm. Talk to me, before we talk about that improvement, what's your role in the defense, and how do you consider yourself to fit in there?
My role is to soak up linemen for our backers and make plays when you get the chance. We try to get 2-for-1s, soaking up linemen, allows sometimes run-throughs or gaps for our backers to hit to make more plays. But when they run the ball your way, you make the play. Yeah.
Where do you feel like you've gotten better from the start of the season to now?
So obviously pad level has gotten better. Getting extension on, getting off blocks better, and just being less nervous. Feel like I fit more into the game than that first week.
Do you feel like you've gotten better at recognizing who you need to take on that defensive line? When that offense comes up and lines up, you've got to make a decision. Hey, what am I doing on this play?
Yeah, so we have different calls that adjust what I do, and if they come out in certain formations, then I might line up somewhere else or change up my technique of what I'm doing. And I feel like I've gotten a lot better at recognizing that, especially with watching film and the personnel packages that they bring in. I'll know they might come out in different formations based off who's in, which might affect what I do and where I line up.
Yeah. Had a shutout against Kickapoo. Gave up to 7 points, but that was on a kickoff, so we don't credit that to the defense. Is that a goal every game? Hey, let's get the shutout. How do you, as a unit, set goals for individual games?
Right. Well, our goal is to always stop the run first.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice if a shutout comes along with it. But our goal is to stop the run and, force them to throw the ball, and that's our goal is, we want to hold them to as minimal yards as possible in the run game, and make them start chucking it. So,
Do you have a highlight, individual highlight for this season that you think about?
well, against Ozark, I was in on that sack with Ethan, and then this Kickapoo game, I had that forced fumble.
Yeah.
So those are pretty big plays for me.
Yeah. Goals for the rest of the season?
You know, for a team, we don't want to lose again.
Yeah.
Obviously. I want to, personally, I want to average at least a sack a game. So, and I want to just soak up as many linemen as I can, let our team really, our defense really run like it should.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Cooper White, thanks for joining us.
thank you.
Good luck on Friday. Back with more after this on the REPMO Football Show. Running out of space? Keystone Storage on North Main and Republic keeps your valuables safe with fenced, gated access and 24-hour cameras. Rent a unit at our 24/7 kiosk or sign up online today. Next to Sweeney Elementary, KeystoneStorageMo.com. Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show. About ready to wrap things up, but first we want to talk homecoming and homecoming opponent in Joplin. Eagles coming to town, and what do you know about them?
Yeah, good football team. They've played extremely well at times. They're really talented. Their quarterback got hurt, which threw him for a little bit of a loop there. And now he's played 2 games, and we're not sure which quarterback we're going to get. Both of them, one of them's more of a passing guy, one of them's more of a runner, but both of them are capable of winning and have won games. Defensively, very athletic. They're going to blitz. They're going to do. It's by far the most that we've seen. Just a lot of different things they do up front. I think I counted against Lebanon 10 different fronts in the first half. So we're going to see a lot of different things, and they really try to clog it up, and they try to hit gaps and then let their back end make tackles, and so it's from a safety to linebackers. It's they're really good. They've got some couple guys up front that are really good. So it'll be a tall task for our offense, and we'll really have to execute at a high level. We'll have to make our checks quickly. We'll have to know who's got what person, and make sure we're able to communicate that really fast. Then very typical of Joplin offensively, they've got a good running back. They've got 2 good ones. Both of them are really big, powerful guys. They've rushed for a lot of yards with those 2 guys, and then scary with their athleticism in the slot receiver and the X receiver. And if you look at last year, man, they really diced us in the pass game. They were phenomenal against us last year throwing the ball, and we weren't able to slow it down. So we're looking for assuming they'll be similar no matter which quarterback they run as far as what they've done to us in the past, and so we're gonna have to take away the big running back, try to slow him down, and make sure that we're able to win when they do throw the ball, which a year ago we weren't able to. So we moved the ball offensively last year, and they've got a lot of I don't know how many guys they got back, but the key guys are back. The guys that stood out last year's film are all back, and so it's a tall task. It's a big game. It's our first conference game against a really good team, and we're going to play at a very high level.
On your offensive side of the ball, when you're preparing for multiple looks like that, just from a preparation standpoint, do you try to prep your players to see all those different looks? Do you give them some basic principles so you don't overload them, or how do you approach that?
Yeah, we try to make sure that they've seen a little bit of everything they could bring at them. We've got a lot of rules, and we work it all year, all summer, all fall, and so there's nothing that we can't block. It's just we got to identify it, and we got to identify it fast, and make sure that we're communicating from tight end to tight end. It takes if one guy's off, we get a run through, and then we're in trouble. So there's certain concepts that we make sure we hammer a little bit harder than others, but we try to prepare them for anything they might see, and so this week will be a lot, and we'll have to have a good week of practice and make sure we're ready to see all those.
All right. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for the REPMO Football Show. We'll see you on Friday night with the Hines Street Pharmacy pregame show starting around 6:40. Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show.
Blue.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, it's been fun the last few weeks, and I'm sure it'll get better.
Yes, sir.
Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Braxton Lundberg, back with more after this. Just get up and walk.